سيدنا محمد.
We're going to be learning, reading namaz and all sorts of Islamic things. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Namaz क़यामत के धूप में साया है.
There's learning time and sunnah time and praying time and nap time. There's always such a great time and it's many Meem time. It's many Meem time with the Mizan. It's many Meem time with the Mizan.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala Sayyidil Anbiya'i wal-Mursaleen. Amma ba'd. Fa'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allah's name I begin with the most kind and merciful. My name is Zain Siddiqui and welcome to our 41st program of our show. MashaAllah, as you guys can see, our format is quite different today and we have more friends than usual, but more on that later. The topic for today is about the 5 pillars of Islam. So what are the 5 pillars of Islam? The 5 pillars of Islam are 5 necessary things that all Muslims should do. So let's learn more about that, but before that, let's get the introduction of our participants.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Abdullah.
Wa alaikum assalam.
My name is Asra.
Wa alaikum assalam. Assalamu alaikum Fariha.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Taha.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Adil.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Wala.
Wa alaikum assalam. So, mashallah, we have you guys here today. So, as you guys can see, you guys have brought some stuff with you guys today. So, would you guys like to share what you guys have brought? Okay, we can start with you, Abdullah. Just show it to that camera over there if you want. So, what you guys, Abdullah, would you like to pick up what you have and show it to the camera? Mashallah. So, would you like to say something about that? What have you drawn?
Makkah, Medina.
Yes, subhanallah. You have drawn Makkah. So, in the 5 pillars of Islam, one of the necessary pillars is Hajj. So, mashallah, Abdullah has drawn Hajj. Does anyone else would like to share what they've drawn? Adil? So you can show it to that camera over there.
I draw the first kalma and the meaning.
Subhanallah, Adil. Would you like to explain it?
First.
Yeah, would you like to read it? If you don't want to, that's okay. So, mashallah, you've drawn the first kalma, and this is also one of the pillars of Islam. Anyone else wants to show what they have drawn? Ataha? Subhanallah. What have you drawn? Would you like to share?
Me and my brother doing namaz.
Subhanallah. You and your brother reading namaz. Namaz is also a pillar of Islam. Now, anyone else would like to share? Yes, Asra?
I have drawn some people doing fasting.
Yes, subhanallah. People doing fasting. Now that's also a pillar of Islam. Anyone else want to share? Marcia? Yes, subhanallah. Like to share.
I was drawing my
Oh, would you like to show it to that camera? Flip your paper around. Yes, subhanallah. Would you like to explain it? Yes, the 5 pillars of Islam, subhanallah. MashaAllah, everyone did a very good job. Now, before we begin, I just want to ask you guys some questions. So, first of all, how are you guys doing today?
Good.
Good, mashallah. Now, raise up your hand. Which one of you guys go to school? Mashallah, we have 4 friends here that go to school, subhanallah. Now, if you guys go to school, right now is the winter break, right? So, what are you guys going to do on the winter break? Would you guys like to share, Abdullah?
On the winter break, I'm gonna go to, on Friday, I'm gonna go to, when I eat, I go to sleep. When I play, and then I go to sleep.
Subhanallah. Yes, so you're gonna play, you're gonna enjoy. Yes, I saw your hand, Asra.
I will go somewhere.
MashaAllah. Would you like to share where you're gonna go? Yeah, where are you gonna go?
To Negro.
Niagara Falls. Yes, subhanallah. Niagara Falls in the winter, a great sight to see here in Canada. Taha, I saw your hand. Would you like to share where you're gonna go? Or what you're gonna do?
I'm gonna play with my brother.
Yes, you're gonna play with your brother. MashaAllah. So, Adil, I also saw your hand.
On December 23, I'm gonna go to America.
Oh wow, subhanallah, you're gonna go to America, mashallah. So on the winter break here in Canada, there's so many activities that we can do and take part of, such as we can go skating. There's so many winter sports, especially in the snow, that we can also play. Mashallah, these are all great things that you guys can do. Now, moving on to our show. So mashallah, you guys have talked a bit. Now I have a question for you guys. So here's the question is related to the topic of our show, and it is, what are the 5 pillars of Islam? So the first question is, how many pillars of Islam are there? MashaAllah, all of you guys' hands is up. Taha?
5.
There are 5 pillars of Islam, MashaAllah. Now, what are the 5 pillars of Islam? You guys can answer 1, 2, however many. Marcia?
Kalma,
Kalma, subhanallah.
Rama,
Namaz.
fasting, Zakah, Hajj.
Subhanallah, you named all 5 pillars of Islam. MashaAllah, great job. Now we have the next question. Can anyone recite the first kalma for us? MashaAllah, Adil, we also had it. John?
La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
MashaAllah, Adil. Okay, now here is my next question for you guys. What is the meaning of the first kalma? Abdullah?
There is no God but Allah, but
And would anyone like to continue? Maybe yes, Adil?
there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah.
Subhanallah, Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Whenever we hear his blessed name, we should try to recite Durud upon his name. MashaAllah. Now, here's my next question to you guys: is how many farz are there in Salah? Taha?
5.
5 farz in Salah? No, Adil?
2, 3, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 and 4.
Yes, subhanallah. So there are a variety of farz that are in Salah. Now, here's my next question for you guys. In which month do we fast? Asra?
In the month of Ramadan.
In the month of Ramadan, subhanallah. And how many days do we fast in Ramadan? Marcia?
What you said?
How many days do we fast in Ramadan? So we have heard Asra has told us that we fast in the month of Ramadan. So how many days do we do that? Would anyone else like to try? Yes, Mustafa? Abdullah? How many days do we fast in Ramadan? Taha?
29 to 30.
29 to 30, subhanallah, subhanallah, Taha, you are correct. And here is my last question for you guys. And which pillar of Islam means going to Makkah? Mirza, would you like to try this one? That's the answer for this one. Which pillar means going to Makkah, to Mukarram?
Hajj.
Hajj, subhanallah. And before we go on to another thing that we will be doing today, during which month and date do we perform Hajj? Adil, would you like to try?
The 9th of Zulhijjah.
The 9th of Zulhijjah, subhanallah. Now, mashallah, we have answered a couple of questions. Now, before we continue on, I would like to tell you guys a short story. So there will not be any questions at the end. So I'll just like you guys to listen to the story, and maybe I'll try to learn something from this story that I will tell. So the story for today is about a pious man who always went to the masjid, as we all should do, and it is about not giving up. This story is also about how Shaytan will try to stop us, but then again, we should not give up. and we should always try our best to stay away from Shaytan. So starting off with our story, it is about a pious man, as I've mentioned, and this pious man, he always went to the masjid. One day he woke up at the time of Fajr Salah and he was making preparation to go to the masjid. He made wudu and he was on his way. So while he was on his way, as it was still dark outside, he tripped over some rocks or a puddle of mud or some type of thing, and this was one of Shaitan's tricks. So Shaitan, he stopped the pious man from going to the masjid. But the pious man, his clothes got dirty, but he did not give up, and he went back to his house. He changed his clothes and he went back. Now Shaitan did this once more again, and then the pious man did the same thing. He went back to his house, he got new clothes, and he went again. So the man once again, Shaitan stopped him from going to the masjid. So now this is the third time where Shaitan stopped a pious man from going to the masjid. Now for the third time, the pious man, he did not show any complaint, or he did not show any form of disregard. He just went back and he changed his clothes and went back to the masjid. So now at the final time, when he was going back to the masjid for Fajr Salah, Shaitan himself, in the form of a human being, he held the man's hand and he took him to the masjid. When the pious man stopped at the masjid, he told the Shaitan, who was in the form of human, to come inside with to the masjid with him. Then the Shaitan, in the form of a human, he said, "I cannot go." And then the pious man said that, "Why can't you go? You helped me to the masjid. You should also come with me." Then the Shaitan explained to the pious man, and listen carefully in this part because this is an important part. So Shaitan, he explained to the man that every time that you fell and you got back up and you went back to your house, you changed your clothes and went back to the masjid, you got sawab. Now this happened 3 times. And so you kept getting sawab after sawab after sawab. Now, what is Shaitan? Shaitan does not want us to get sawab. That's why he was stopping the pious man. So after Shaitan realized how much reward the pious man was getting, Shaitan decided to help the pious man himself get to the masjid, so he wouldn't get that reward anymore. So then the pious man realized that it was Shaitan the whole time, and he went to the masjid. So what we can learn from this story is that we should not give up, and we should always try to follow the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as the pious man went to the masjid, and as always, not to give up. So do you guys have any comments, anything that you guys learned from this story, maybe anything that you want to share? Adil?
The rest of the story, Shaitan will keep on tripping him with the rocks, and then Shaitan showed him the way. Then the man said, "Well, come and do wuzu at the masjid."
Yes, subhanallah.
And read namaz, but then Shaitan only said that I'm Shaitan. That's what, and then that was it.
Yes, subhanallah, you pay close attention to this story. Does anyone else want to share what they've learned from the story? Maybe a lesson? Marcia?
I want to share it too.
That's okay. Anyone else? Maybe a lesson that you guys learned from this story? Maybe anything else you guys want to share? If not, that is okay. Okay then, so it appears that the story you guys listen, mashallah. So now after I said the story, now it's time for a short break. We'll be back after the short break and continue on with our program. Stay tuned.
मस्जिद-ए-अक़सा पिछले कई सालों से कम्युनिटी की खिदमत करती है, जिसमें 5 वक्त नमाजों का इनेकाद, जुमे की नमाजों के लिए 3 जमातों का इंतजाम, और उसके अलावा रमज़ान मुबारक में तरावी का इंतजाम और इफ्तारियों का सिलसिला, वीकली इस्लामिक स्कूल जिसके जरिए 150 बच्चे तालीम हासिल करते हैं, आप ही के दिए हुए चंदे, आप ही के ताउन से चलते हैं।
लॉकडाउन के पेश नज़र अखराजात में, इनके रेंट में आपके भरपूर ताउन की ज़रूरत है।
I did my part. Did you?
Alhamdulillah, I did my part. Did you do yours?
अब आपकी बारी।
कैश, चेक या वीज़ा या डेबिट के जरिए अपनी पेमेंट देना चाहें, वो इंशाअल्लाह तबारक व तआला स्क्रीन पर मौजूद डिटेल के जरिए अपना घर बैठे हिस्सा डाल सकते हैं। करम 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 मौला करम
करम करम करम मौला करम करम मौला
अंजवता अज़ानो दुरूद दुआ दर्स कुरान ज़िक्र रसूल खुदा अहले बैत तो सहाबा का भी तज़किरा दीन हक़ का सिखाना सलामत रहे दीन हक़ का सिखाना सलामत रहे मीम का ऐसा जज्बा सलामत रहे मीम का ऐसा जज्बा सलामत रहे।
देखते रहिए आपका अपना मीम टीवी।
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला सय्यिदिना मुहम्मदिन अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला सय्यिदिना मुहम्मदिन।
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are now back from our short break, and right now we will continue on with the questions we had previously. So, are you guys ready for these questions?
Yes.
Yes, subhanallah. So, here's my first question for you guys. How many times do you perform salah every day? Adam?
5.
5 times a day, subhanallah. And what are the 5 prayers called? Asra?
Fajr, Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha.
Subhanallah. Those are the 5 prayers. Okay, mashallah. Now here's my next question for you guys. What time is Fajr? Marcia? Fajr Salah. Do you guys maybe want to help Marcia?
Me.
Alhamdulillah.
Before sunset.
Yes, before. No, not sunset. Not sunset. Asra?
Before sunrise.
Before sunrise. Subhanallah. Now, obviously, not before we ourselves can see the sun. The sun's light outside. The sun is a huge planet, is what you guys can say. So that's why we use apps on our phone or azan time during Fajr Salah. So it's not directly as soon as we can see the light, but it is when the sun's what you guys can call its ray, its first ray shines on the surface of where you live. Okay, so here's my next question for you guys. What time is Maghrib? Taha?
Before sunrise.
No, not quite. Adam?
At sunset.
Yes, at sunset, subhanallah. And what is zakat? Abdullah? What is zakat?
Need help.
Okay. Adam?
Zakat is charity.
Yes, zakat is charity that we give to people who are a bit less fortunate than us. Obviously, there are conditions for that too, that you yourself have to have a certain amount of wealth to be able to give zakat. And here is my next question to you guys. Which pillar of Islam means going to Makkah? Marcia?
Hajj.
Hajj, subhanallah. Mashallah, we are done with these questions, and now moving on with another segment that we have, which is a bit more interactive for you guys.
अला बिज़िक्रिल्लाहि तत्मइन्नुल क़ुलूब। अल्लाह का जिक्र सुनाता हुआ, नेकी की बातें बताता हुआ, इश्क़े नबी सिखाता हुआ, आपका अपना मीम टीवी।
हमको अल्लाह और नबी से प्यार है, इंशाअल्लाह अपना बेड़ा पार है। बोलो हमको अल्लाह और नबी
سيدنا محمد.
So mashallah, now we have the segment where I will give you guys hints and you guys will try to guess letters. Try to guess letters only, so all of you guys together can participate in it and work together as a team to guess the words that we have today. So the first word, yes, do you guys want to say something? Abdullah, do you want to say something? If not, you guys can like put your hands down for now. And I'll continue on with our segment. So the first one is it is a celebration that we do after fasting in the month of Ramadan. So you guys can guess the letter. Abdullah?
Namaz.
No, I'm sorry, and a letter, not necessarily a word. Merzia? Any letter that you want to say?
E.
E, subhanallah, that is correct. So E. Now, Adil? ID, mashallah, but next time only try to guess one letter so we give other people a chance as well. Mashallah. Now for our next thing, it is something that is mandatory to do in Islam. So there is this in namaz. There are, for example, in Zuhr Salah, there is 4 of these. So this is something that is necessary to do. So you guys can just guess letters. Adil? F, subhanallah. Anyone else? Asra? R, subhanallah. Abdullah?
I.
No, I'm sorry, not in this one. Marcia?
C. A.
C, no, I'm sorry. Adil?
A.
Mashallah. And the last one. Abdullah? You say any letter maybe that makes sense to go with this?
T.
T, no.
J.
No, not J. So this so far says 4. Now, what is necessary to do in namaz? Adil?
T.
No, not a T. Anyone else want to take a chance at any letter? Marcia? Adil?
D.
Yes, a D. Subhanallah, of 40. So this could also be written with a Z, but since for the sake of time, I did with a D. Now, mashallah, for our next one, we have, it's a pillar of Islam. It is when you give something to someone else. Abdullah?
Kalma.
No, try to guess a letter. Adil?
Z.
Z, subhanallah. Anyone else want to guess? Asra?
T.
T, mashallah. Anyone else? Marzia?
R.
R, no, I'm sorry, not in this one. Adil?
A.
A, mashallah, there's A twice in this. Now we're missing one letter. Abdullah?
A.
No, we already have 2 A's in this. Adil?
K.
Yes, mashallah, zakat. So zakat is a form of donation, charity that we do, and it is a pillar of Islam. Now we have another 4-letter one here, and this one is also a pillar of Islam. Abdullah? It is going to Makkah al-Mukarramah.
Hajj.
Yes, Hajj is correct, but maybe if you guys want to guess out the letters. Yes, Abdullah?
H.
H. Adil?
A.
A, mashallah. Where's you?
B.
Not right now. Okay, Adil?
J.
J, mashallah. And there is J twice in this one. Now, mashallah, we have one more left, and this is something that we do before namaz. Now, maybe guess the letters, Abdullah? Just the letter. Maybe yes, Abdullah?
H.
No, I'm sorry. Anyone else want to help him out? Ada?
W.
W, mashallah. Abdullah?
K.
No, I'm sorry, not a K. Asra?
O.
Oh, you can use an O in this one, so, but I'd rather be another letter, Ada?
A.
A, again, you guys can use an A, so I'll give it to you guys for this one. It is actually a U, and I'll put it twice, so you just start missing one letter. Considering it is a vowel, so there's many replacing things that you guys can say it with. The last one, Marzia, maybe you want to give it a try?
E.
No, I'm sorry, not an E. Abdullah?
K.
Not a K. Adam?
D.
D, subhanallah. D, and it can also be written with a Z. Subhanallah. Now, wudu is something that we do before reading namaz as well. MashaAllah. Now we are done with the word segment of this game. MashaAllah, we are done wrapping up with our program. Now, MashaAllah, every one of you guys have done a very excellent job with participating in this program. MashaAllah. So now, because of that, I would like to present our gifts to you guys. MashaAllah. MashaAllah, we have the gifts for our participants today. MashaAllah, Abdullah, you did a very good job.
Zadakallah.
Ameen. MashaAllah, Asra, you also did a very good job. Ameen. MashaAllah, Fariha, you also did a very good job by participating today. MashaAllah, every one of you. So did you, Taha. MashaAllah. Ameen. MashaAllah, Adil, you also did a very good job. And MashaAllah, Marzia. Ameen. So that wraps up our show for today. Alhamdulillah, I hope we all could learn something from this show about the 5 pillars of Islam. Now, as always, a huge thanks to Meem TV, the producers at Meem TV for making this program possible. As always, remember us in your prayers. My name is Zain, Siddiqui, and keep watching Meem TV.
इलाही दिल को मेरे ज़िक्र इल्लल्लाह की क़ुव्वत दे इलाही दिल को मेरे ज़िक्र इल्लल्लाह की क़ुव्वत दे तेरी हमदो सना लिखे कलम को वो तहारत दे तेरी हमदो सना लिखे कलम को वो तहारत दे तेरी कुदरत के जलवे देखने में उम्र कर
We're going to be learning, reading namaz and all sorts of Islamic things. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Namaz, क़यामत के दूर में साया है.
There's learning time and sunnah time and praying time and nap time. There's always such a great time and it's many Meem time. It's many Meem time with the Mizan. It's many Meem time with the Mizan.
اللهم صل على سيدنا